Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week we take a look at some upcoming races in Hong Kong and we try to isolate an area of the race we might look back on later as having been the key to finding the winner. Well, big racing returns to Sha Tin on Sunday. There's plenty of information around the website on the Group 2 races. I'm going to look at a couple of the support races, and the first of them is race 5 and our winning factor here, the map. Now there's a number of interesting angles to this race, with the Triple dropping back to Class 4, Honest Way having had a change of stable recently, Diamond Pegasus, who broke through for his first Hong Kong win last start, Joao Moreira, he's elected to ride Sparky Star for the informed stable of David Hall, Above Hall, who raced well at his only appearance, and a couple of newcomers who look to have ability, Cheerful Days for Francis Loy and Red Majesty for David Hayes. So let's take a look at what a couple of them have been doing, and in particular, first of all, the last start winner, Diamond Pegasus. And we're going to go back to last month and have a look at his breakthrough win. And you see here on the heat map, he got quite a cruisy run in the lead. Not a lot of early pressure in this race, and Matthew Chadwick, to his credit, was finally able to get this horse to relax. And relax he did in front, then sprinted home hard down the straight, and under his light weight he was able to cling on to victory in a narrow score. But the week before, this is Triple we're going to look at here in the race won by Big Fortune, and this is a very different style of race. He gets into a nice spot in those red and white looking colours, just behind the leaders, but the first two in this race really made sure it was competitive, cutting at each other through the middle stages, setting a strong pace there. And then you see Triple has a bumping match with Falcon Turbo as he tries to come out from behind them, and he eventually finishes in 5th placing. Now, in my view, Triple, although he had a little trouble there in the straight, wasn't unlucky in that Class 3 race, but now he drops back to Class 4, a grade where we know he's been successful in the past, and I think he gets a map that really works for him. We'll take a look at that map once again. I think we're going to see Matthew Chadwick looking for the front on Diamond Pegasus, but last time he had gate 4 in a small field, and now he has gate 11 in a full field of 14, with a few inside him who do have some speed, including the unraced ones whose tactics are a little bit murky at this point. So I think he'll have to work a little bit harder with a little bit more weight, and that is going to help the horse with the right trail behind him. On this map, that doesn't look like Honest Way or Above All from their wide gates, and Sparky Star, well, I think he's going to get just too far back, and that leaves the one in the right position. Now, Triple has shown that he can keep in touch with a good speed from the inside draw that he's got this time, and that is going to keep him in the right position to finish off over the leaders. So the tip in race 5 is Triple, his winning factor, the map. He gets a good draw, he gets the right class, and I think that the draw isn't going to help some of his major rivals. The other race I want to take a closer look at is race 9, and our winning factor here, the weights. Well, this is a good standard Class 3, and I think there will be supporters for Transcendent dropping back in grade, for Zach Purton's ride, Chicken Dance, a bit fitter for his first run in a year. But mostly, I think it's going to be about the unbeaten horses, Winning Dreamer and Scores of Fun. There's always something extra to unbeaten horses. We never know quite where they're going to end up. But unless they dead heat on Sunday, one of these horses is coming to the end of the line as unbeaten. And this was a proposition they both faced on the same day last month. And you might recognise this graphic that we're going to show you now. Only last time we were talking about horses that had won 1 race and were unbeaten against horses that had won 2 races and were unbeaten. Well, now we've gone to 2 races and 3 races because that's the situation on Sunday. And you can see that where Winning Dreamer is going, trying to win 4 from 4, it's pretty rarefied air. It doesn't happen all that often. And this time his trainer, Frankie Law, is in that position for the first time in his career. Meanwhile, we've seen John Size, the trainer of Scores of Fun, is a master at keeping these unbeaten runs going. And this is also one of those occasions where, because they both raced on the same day last time, over the same distance, we can make a few comparisons to them. So we're going to take a look at the last win for each horse. And first of all, we're going to look at Scores of Fun. Now, this is race 42, and you'll see him here in the blue and white colours. He's behind the speed and trails the leaders into the straight, then had to overcome some traffic problems in the straight, breathed in, took a narrow gap and was able to win his Class 4 in a race where the heat map was fairly stock standard, not especially fast or slow at any stage of the race. Then 3 races later, Winning Dreamer had a slightly more testing assignment. Now, he drew 12, and with the pace not that quick in the early stages, see how the horse inside him, California Gung Ho, comes across to lead and brings Winning Dreamer across the face of the field to a great spot outside him. The moment of concern really for his backers, for Winning Dreamer's backers, was when Super Commander pulled too hard, took charge of his jockey really, and came around them to step up the pace in the middle section. But Vincent Ho, a terrific ride this on Winning Dreamer. He didn't go with those other 2 leaders, kept his own horse in his rhythm, kept him breathing, and then when we see Winning Dreamer asked to go, he accelerates away before holding off the late closers. And because they raced just 3 races apart, as I said earlier, we can make a comparison of their times. And we saw on the heat map the leader to leader times. Well, on this graphic, we're looking at their individual times. And you can see that in the first 400 metres and the second 400 metres, Scores of Fun didn't work as hard as Winning Dreamer, but he got to the line more strongly, which you would expect, given that Winning Dreamer has had that little bit extra to do in the middle stages. You wouldn't think that he would finish as fast as the horse who'd had an easier run. And I think most people would come away looking at those times and looking at the 2 performances and think, well, Winning Dreamer was the better performance there, and I think there's a lot to that. Certainly one was in a higher class, one in a lower class, but I think the merit of the performances was with Winning Dreamer. But the other thing that's going on here as Scores of Fun climbs in class is the change in the weights, and we see Winning Dreamer going up 7 pounds in the weights for that performance, and because of the class change for Scores of Fun, he's actually going down 15 pounds. So there's a 22 pound turnaround in their weights. How much is 22 pounds when we compare it to those times? Well, I'll leave that to you, but I think it favours Scores of Fun. The map is the other thing which comes into play here, and you might think that Winning Dreamer, he's drawn inside Scores of Fun, so he might get the easier passage. And I think when you look at the map here, I expect that Winning Dreamer is going to press forward again. This time, I don't know if he has a horse to take him across the field, but I think he could be the one who maybe takes Scores of Fun across the field, because Joe Moreira, this time with the lightweight, I think he'll be aware of how this race could map out, and he'll want to make a little bit more use of Scores of Fun in the early stages and get Winning Dreamer to bring him across into the position where we saw Winning Dreamer from last start. So I think that's all going to work out as well, and if they get up beside each other, then it's going to come down to the difference in weights. So the tip in race 9, Scores of Fun, his winning factor, the weights. I think we can agree that of their performances on the same day, Winning Dreamer was the better effort. But I think with the 22 pound turnaround in the weights, that swings it back to Scores of Fun. It's a great race. I think he'll come out on top. Well, that's it from the winning factor this week. Enjoy the group racing on Sunday. We'll see you next time.